Hello, in this video today we are going to find where you can get words or sayings for your clusters, your collages, that sort of thing. Hello, welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I am your host, and today I am going to show you some easy ways to get some words for your clusters and your journals. It's going to be a cheaper way, so you don't have to print if you don't have a printer, but you could still get this stuff. Oop, I am so sorry. That's awful. Okay, so first thing you probably want to do is get some place to hold all of these words, the sayings that you're going to use. It's just easier when you go to look for them because they end up being sometimes small pieces of paper. So as you can see, this is where I have a lot of my words, my sayings. Some of these are on, I do have black and white printer. I did print out some of these, like right here. I did tea dye the paper. I will use this other paper as well. Again, printer. Here's a book title. Come on. There we go. These were on a dust cover of a book. Another dust cover. Don't remember where that was from. But there's all sorts of things that you can cut out. Just different sayings. I cut this out. I don't remember why, but there's two sayings on it. I think I did that one. I think I was going to use it in a wedding journal I was making for someone, and I just ended up not using it. These are from cardstock, obviously. I also had one in here that was, I have some in here that are from magazines, so you can use magazines as well. Here we go. Here's one from a magazine. So you can use magazines as well. Does not have to be a book or anything, you know, you can use magazines. You can use the Sunday advertisements. Sorry, I was trying to think of the words. I will pause occasionally when I'm trying to remember my words. Doesn't matter. There we go. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to show you the best probably place to find some of these words or sayings is going to be in a romance novel. Daniel Steele, there's tons of them in Goodwills, good bookstores, that sort of thing. Great place to find emotional sayings, loving sayings, that sort of thing. There's going to be a few rules you're going to want to follow to do it quickly. I'm trying to help you do this so you don't have to read the whole book and try to find words. This is going to be, that's where I'm kind of going with this. But I'm going to do front to back, so it'll be a little bit easier to follow. Front cover, you can always use pictures and stuff that are on front covers. I have a couple others like this one right here. It's got some pretty flowers. Always cut those out, use those in your collages or clusters or junk journaling. First place you're going to want to look, a lot of these have praise for you know, the author. So let's see, sometimes there's things like incredible stories. You can cut that out and use that. Enormous reading, her enormous reading public. No, enormous. Oh, no, don't use enormous. Oh, that was bad. Sorry, don't use enormous. Okay, that's wrong. All right, sorry, I'm moving on. Heartbeat right there, praise. You can cut that out. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut this out, rip this out, and I'll show you, like, I'm sure you can figure out how to cut out a page, but I'll show you how I do it, and I'll put one on one of these. So also, this is another great place, is the other titles of the books. Serial romance novelists usually have a list of them. So there's things like secrets, maybe not the best thing to put in a journal. Maybe it is, I don't know. Full circle, you got all sorts of things. Once in a lifetime, remembrance, The Promise, Now and Forever. So you got those. You also sometimes in this area have some stuff with love and joy and heartbeats. That's great to put on something in a collage. Again, you have all of these. This is a little, sometimes prologues, or sometimes in books, if you flip through them, sometimes books will have little sayings in the beginning of each chapter. Those are nice too. Some romance novels do that. A lot of romance novels do not label their individual chapters. So that is something, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So chapter 1, great. Chapter pages are great. Especially, you know, you can cut this out and you can use it. The book page already looks a little bit distressed. It's already kind of got that, you know, color to it. That's why I like softcover books, because the pages turn kind of that yellowy color, and they feel good too. That sounds weird. Sorry. Fat and enormous. We're going places today. Always look for italicized stuff. A Life Worth Living. I don't know what you'd use that in, but that'd be good. Now, also look for things that are in quotations, like belonged. What you're gonna do is you're gonna probably, what I'm gonna say is you're probably, I mean, you could take your time later and look through some of these, but you're gonna really want to turn towards the back of the book. Back of the book is where you're gonna have more of the emotional "I love you," because that's usually when the characters start to realize that they love each other in a romance novel. It's towards the end of the book, so you're gonna want to do that, and you're gonna want to look for you know, talking, because that'll often have it. Oftentimes will have some interesting things that you can use. I'm just kind of looking to see if I can figure out. This is text. This is dialogue between the characters, but it's also the end of a chapter. So text, dialogue, and the end of the chapters are great. So he says, and don't forget, he reminded her with a smile how much I love you. That's awesome. You can pull out the how much I love you. Smiled to herself. You can put that in a collage, or however you want to do that. Also, the last chapter. So the ends of chapters, dialogues, and the last chapter. Last chapter is usually chock full. Prologues too. Those are great. No prologues. No, epilogue. Sorry. Epilogues are great. Got lots of stuff. So feeling her heart next to his with a single heartbeat. So there you go. There's a lot of stuff you can use in here. And again, you know, you've got a list of her books again, another place to cut them out if you want to use them over again. Also, I did forget to mention this, the title. Usually romance novels will have the title up at the top. And if it's a good title, heartbeat, you can cut it out. You don't have to. You can. All right, so then we have this. So this is Chaos. This is a book by Patricia Cornwell. I've never read it. I don't know much about it, but it's not a romance novel. So there are still things you can still use the front of this cover. I will tell you why I bought this. I liked the cloud effect in here. As you can see, it looks like a cloud. The chapters all look like clouds. It doesn't really actually translate once you start pulling the pages out and the pieces out. Just saying. So I was kind of bummed about that. There are some things when I was flipping through this before I decided to do this video, there were some things that I did see that will work, and just so you know, you can still use these. These will take a little bit more to look through. And I know, so again, you can check the front pages, the memories or the dedications. This one isn't anything, or you could pull out memory right there. I mean, there are certain things you can do. This I liked. You can pull this out and put this somewhere. There is love in me, sorry, let's try this again. There is love in me, the likes of which you've never seen. There is rage in me with the likes which should never escape. And that's Mary Shelley Frankenstein. So this might be a nice thing to use in collage. Also, some of the books like these will have like Twilight, will have Wednesday, September. Those are great to pull out. You can use Chaos at the top. So, you know, you'd have to look through this one a little bit more. Let's see if I can find the end of a chapter. Let's see what the ends of the chapters look like. Okay, he'll be out of their way in a few minutes, he says in a commanding, serious voice. I feel a nudge of dread. You can still pull out serious. So there is stuff you can pull out. It will take a little more to, a little more reading and looking. Anything in italics, like I said, 2, 4, 8. Use those. Remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There's another one. You can use "You're the peanut butter pie lady." That's just weird. But anyways, so yeah. Again, look for italicized. Look for words or people talking, because sometimes you can find stuff in there. And again, beginnings and endings of chapters. So there we go. Now, children's books, my last one I'm going to go through. I know it's getting kind of boring. Children's books are great. Not children's. This is more like young adults, I want to say. Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys. Those are great because they list the titles. So let's see here. So you have all the titles here. This is the second page of the titles, but of the, not titles. They list the chapter titles. So these all have chapter titles. So you got Springtime, that's great. Irene Behaves Like a Princess. The King and the Kiss. The Subterranean Waters. I mean, there's all sorts of interesting things that you can pull from that. When you're going, that's interesting. When you're going through the books, obviously each chapter has a title. You can pull those out. The spacing too, if you'll notice, it's about the same maybe. It looks like the spacing is a little bit bigger in this, in the younger adult books, and easier to cut around. You know, and the younger adults have pictures, which are great too. You can cut these out, use those. Let's see. All right, this is the end of a chapter. So it says, they were much too afraid of the goblins to let her out of the house. Then, even in the company with ever so many attendants, they had good reason, as we shall see by and by. You probably could pull something out of there. You probably, again, would have to go more towards the end of the book with these. Seeing it was so little in her power to prove her words. You can cut that out and do power to prove her words, or power to prove, or prove her words. So there's still a lot of things you can do with this, and that's basically. So you got little poems in here as well. So I do like children's books as well for finding sayings in words. And you don't, the only reason why I have some of those cut out is because I saw them while I was making other things with my book pages, and I decided to cut those out. I don't normally cut out a lot of them unless I'm actually doing projects. But, so see, you want to look and see where you want, what you want to cut out. Make sure there's nothing on the back that you don't want to keep. So I'm going to cut out, let's see, we're just going to cut out this side. We'll do praise for heartbeats. And you can use these too. I use these sometimes in my, I make ribbons, like paper ribbons, like, gosh, what was that with the word like there? I make paper ribbons, or I sew these pieces of paper onto a sheet of paper underneath, and then I use them for tucks and decorations and that sort of thing. Neutral colors are great for that. Those are also great for little tags and stuff like that. So here we go. This one looks like a heartbeat one because there's a little heart right there. So you can't even see what I'm doing here. So that looks like a little heart right there. So I'm gonna put heartbeat right here. Do I want to color it? You know what? Let's do it. What we're gonna do with the red. So we'll do this real quickly, just so you can kind of see. And then I use, because it's going over a staple, I really have issues with staples. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of the way they look. I know some people use them and they look great. All I see is the staple when I do that. So because I'm going over a staple and it's gonna be a little uneven, I'm gonna use a fabric tack. It has a little more give. It's a little more flexible once it's dry than the glue sticks are, so that's why we're going to do that. And there we go, we got one. So there we go. Now let's see, let me pull out another one. How about this one? I'll put praise on that one. And then what I usually do is if I do start cutting out a page, I do go through the page to make sure there isn't anything else I want to keep, any phrases or sayings or anything like that. It's always good to kind of do that, just to kind of see. And if not, you can still use this piece of paper. There's still stuff you can do with this. You can watercolor it, you can use it as background, all sorts of things. I really do try to, so when I use a book, I really do try to use every piece in paper. I have more paper than I know what to do with right now. I'm really trying to use up some of it because I do have a lot. But yeah, I do try to use every piece of it. So it's not like I just use a book and pull out some sayings and then kind of throw it out. I do try to use the whole book when I do use this. So again, just on another cluster. Also, I did forget to mention, historical novels also have some really pretty chapter embellishments sometimes. They'll have scrolls or, little flowers and stuff. So if you're in a bookstore or you're in a Goodwill or a place where you're buying books, historical novels are great. And like I said, the beginning chapters and stuff, some of this stuff around the number are, they have some artwork done around them, especially a lot of the older ones. The way you tell if it's old is if you look at the spine. Quick and easy. Spine will be beat up if it's an older book. This isn't as old, as you can tell. It's not as beat up. That's from me opening it, actually. So yeah, look for a pretty worn spine, and you're gonna find probably a great treasure trove of stuff. So again, quick wrap up. Chapters, ends of chapters are great to look. The dialogue is great, so just look for dialogue real quick when you're skimming through the book, and so you can just do it kind of quickly. So here's the end of a chapter. You walk slowly back to his own place, smiling. So you have smiling, walked slowly, and I don't know what you'd use that for, but you get the idea. And then the end of the book you want to look at. Also look at all of the praises. You don't have to look at all of them. Look at the praises for the book. Also look at any sort of dedications. And like I said, sometimes in the beginning of books, they do have little sayings. Like I said, some other books will also have sayings at the beginning of each chapter. So when you're going, just kind of flip through real quick. Kind of just do this. Find yourself the chapter page, kind of take a quick look at it, see what it looks like, and then move on. So let's just see if I can show you what are these chapters. This is really pretty. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm not a big fan of that, but you can also, you take a little circle and cut that little rose out. I don't know, can you see that? So, but the chapter pages, and this is the reason why I got it. I like the chapter. Can't find one now. Come on. There we go. I like the way the chapters look. You can cut this whole piece out, use it in a collage, or you can, you know, use just the little leaves. You could cut out just the number 6. I like the way it came out. I like the way those look. So that is kind of why I bought it. So, all right. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.